Okay, we're back week 3 talking with Tom Harrison of Diverse Talent Group. And this week, what you've all been waiting for, how do you become a client with the Diverse Talent Group?
Blanket statement, just throw it out there.
Yeah, that's what everybody's thinking.
Boy, there all sorts of ways. All sorts of ways. It's getting one of the agents here to be passionate about you. It's marketability. There's a billion reasons why. There's a trillion reasons why not.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you find many of your clients?
It's changed. A lot is through referral. I still go to plays.
Okay. Theater?
Theater. I see a lot of actors on sets.
Will you go see any theater company?
No.
Or are you like me? Are you a little elitist?
I'm a little elitist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of comes from what theater it's at.
I agree. I've seen too many bad plays.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Probably the bulk though comes from me targeting people. The bulk of what I send is me going after someone.
How did they get on your radar in the first place?
I'll either see them on TV, I'll see them in a film. I'll see something that just makes me spark and look up and say, I want to represent that person.
So work does beget work.
It does.
And it begets representation.
Yeah, it does. It's a horrible catch-22 because if you're new and you're starting out, or if you're and you can be incredibly talented in this city and not have it start to happen for you. There are a lot of great actors out here that are unrepresented.
So I've been in Los Angeles 5 years. I'm an actor. Never had a decent agent. I do theater. Evidently, it's not the theater that the right people are coming to see. What else can I do? Do you go to film festivals?
You've got to pull back. If you're out here by yourself and you feel like you're spinning your wheels, you've got to go, what do I do to market myself so the city's chasing me? It's the great catch-22 is to make up and make it my idea that I represent you. And you got to think in terms of who I can get to suddenly have the brilliant idea to represent you, not begging at the door.
Well, that's an interesting thing because I've always told my friends, students, etc., that don't find us, we'll find you, whether it's casting director or an agent. Not that we're not out there looking and not that we don't receive mail, but really most of the people we do find because we see so many things, films, television, plays, we are a little overwhelmed with actors and how many there are and how many to choose from.
I probably get 30 submissions a day.
Through the mail?
Sure, and it doesn't happen that way.
Email submission a waste of time? Is that?
You know what? At least you got a little bit better shot with me, I think, with email. Watch. Oh my God, how stupid was that I just announced that email's a better way to do it. But yeah, I think going after email, it's real simple. If you've got a reel and all that online, it's a quick click. It's right there. It's right there.
Sure.
It's right there. It's real easy.
Easy to delete when you're done.
Real easy.
Yeah.
Real
So
easy.
you will now get about
Yeah.
30,000
30,000
emails,
emails.
so you might want to change your email account very
Right.
quickly.
Right.
That begs the question then, sending a picture in the mail, is it opened? Is it seen? I must get asked this by actors once a day. I'm sending out headshots to agents, casting directors.
It doesn't happen here. It doesn't really happen.
It doesn't get thrown out?
No, I look at everything.
Sure.
It just doesn't happen here. Where I've got too many managers that are clawing at me, or I have casting directors that say, "Look, you've got to meet this person. They're incredible." 2 of the people I'm meeting this week were through casting.
Realistically, you're not going to be an actor's first agent.
No.
So someone
Typically,
arriving
no.
in town, or maybe even a year or
It
two.
happens. It happens.
Sure.
I've grabbed kids that'll come out of a great program, or I'll grab someone at the Groundlings, or I'll grab. So it does happen when you look up. I just have to represent that.
But that phenomena skews young, in my opinion. You tend to see, if people take a long shot on someone, they tend to be 21, attractive.
It does. I've got to hedge my bet as an agent,
Sure.
and it's time management. For me to take someone who's who's 35, 40, 45, and they're a strict development person, the odds are so stacked against me because their competition is so fierce. And when you're looking at what's riding on each show, you know, the pressure on the casting director, the pressure on the producers for the success of that show, you know, if it's going to air once or twice and be yanked, they're going to go with the best track record at all times. So for me to not develop very, very young and then go after people with a track record that are older, I'm hurting the business on my end.
Okay, let's say I'm not 18, I'm not gorgeous, I'm over 25, anywhere between 25 and 40. How long, realistically, do you think an actor is going to need to give themselves to break into this business and start booking film and television? From arrival here, assuming they've got a little training under their belt, how many years?
I don't put it. I've seen success happen for people immediately, and I've seen it been building blocks. At some point, you got to look up and say, okay, I've spent the last 5 years doing this. What are the progressions? What's transpired? You know, so it's got to be an evaluation.
Don't
for
keep
each person.
repeating the wrong behavior.
Right, that's it. But the amazing thing is, that's why I do this. It can turn on a dime. It can. I've seen it happen.
I think typically we see a lot of actors in this business arrive in Los Angeles and they give themselves a year, 2 years. And I find that not only is that unrealistic for the average actor, it's also, it's not healthy to think in those terms.
I don't think you can put this thing on a clock.
You need to think of it as a career, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, it took me a year to figure out how to drive around in LA, let alone actually do anything of any success. And it took me a few years to become a really good agent. You jump in and you do things, but I learned how to work smart. I learned how to make a difference for someone. And that took a while. The same thing's true about acting. You can go to a great school and have incredible training, but coming on here and auditioning for TV and film is a completely different animal. And taking care of the business and surviving the pitfalls of this town. It's a crapshoot from the beginning anyway.
Sure. Okay, well, you read my mind because that's going to segue us to our next chapter. We're going to sign off for now, but we'll be back next week to finish up with our interview with Tom Harrison of Diverse Talent Group. And we're going to talk about age and the differences, whether you're 13, 23, 43. What does it mean about getting an acting career started?